What's going on, guys? Welcome to Financial Freedom. This is our 10th video and I'm excited. What a day! What a day. I hope everyone is having so far a great Thursday. And let's jump straight into the news. Due to work, by the way, I haven't been uploading earlier when the news came on, so I'll present them either way on this video. So let's jump on to the main screen. If you guys have watched the previous videos, we talked about Bank of England possibly is going to have a rate cut, and they did. So let me bring it to you guys. Bank of England narrowly votes to cut interest rates to 4% as Balancing Act continues. The 9-member MPC voted by a majority of 5-4 to reduce the key interest rate, the bank rate, by 25 basis points rather than keeping it on hold. This is fantastic, right? For the first time, I haven't heard ever, to be honest, Bank of England to cut rates. So this is exciting for all of us that we live in UK. So the voting is a reflection of the finely balanced situation the MPC currently faces in terms of the factors driving monetary policy, according to BOE Governor Andrew Bailey. George Brown, senior economist at Schroders, I think that's how you pronounce it, Schroders, said the latest rate cut was no surprise, but said the path forward is anything but clear. I think for the first step is great news. Let's just enjoy this and we'll move forward and see what's going to happen. Now, from the other perspective on about USA, what the world's biggest chip makers are doing to stave off Trump's tariffs. US President Donald Trump proposed 100% tariff. Like, when I've heard this on chips, by the way, imported into the US, when I've heard it, I was already at work on my break and I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? Like, what is happening? So, I'm just reading it with you guys right now. So, but Trump said if companies are building in the United States or have committed to build without question, then there will be no charge. So, with this way, and we've seen the market. This is my portfolio so far. We are 2.24% down today and 0.62% after market. So we've seen TSM up, SoundHound up, QS up, BBAI down a little bit, AMAT up, QBTS and Oracle down, Amazon, Nvidia up, Google up, QUBT down, Microsoft down a little bit, Tesla, Apple, Dell, AMD up. Like, guys, honestly, with this kind of news, like 100% tariff on chips, like, to me, my question is, who's gonna pay the tariff? Is it the consumers or is it the companies? You guys let me know down below in the comments. Drop your opinion. Who do you think is going to pay this percentage, right? Is it the companies or the consumers? Let me know down below. So we've seen the market going up with this kind of news. So can this be, and this is another question for you guys, can this be like a bull trap? What is happening? Like, to me, I don't know what to think right now. We'll see. So let's move forward. US President Donald Trump's proposed 100% tariffs on the import of semiconductors has brought major chip names into the spotlight. Now, there is a question linger about how these duties will be implemented. Will they apply to the raw chip itself that is imported, or the end product like a smartphone or a laptop, and how much manufacturing needs to actually be done in the US. I get it from his perspective. That's the way that he's going to, I don't want to say force, is that the way that he's going to make companies build factories in the US, and then we can have uh, more jobs created or anything like that? So who knows? We don't. I don't really know. Like I'm just gathering the information, and then the more information I have, the more I can provide clarity, to be honest. So Trump said that if companies are building in the United States or have committed to build without question, then there will be no charge. So without way, there's not going to be a charge on tariffs, right? And it makes sense because you're going to create all these inside the US, and then you only have to export it. So that would mean bring billions of dollars into USA from tariffs by exporting and building the companies. A number of chip stocks moved higher on Thursday on investor hopes that pledges of US investment and current footprint stateside may help them avoid the worst of the semiconductor tariffs. Based on Trump's comments, here's a breakdown of the major chip companies in the world and what their operations and investment commitments to the US. So we've got Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, the world's biggest chip maker, has pledged a total of $165 billion in investments to the US. Now, for those of who don't know, Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing is cooperating with NVIDIA, right? And they're making the chips. I'm going to provide you on another video basically that I want to share a few information about NVIDIA, how difficult it is to create a chip. And actually, to me, that I like all about computers and everything, like the technology. Yes, I was put from one of my members, and really good friend of mine, was put into a question like how difficult it is, like what does it make, what do you need to make a chip, right? And this is how we help each other on Discord to actually gather more information on what we invest, and this means less um, less risk on your investment, on my investment, or anyone's, right? So I'm going to provide you the details about what Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing Co. does with NVIDIA and how difficult it is to build a chip. Because, okay, yes, I invest on NVIDIA, for example. Sometime someone would ask me like, do you really care? And my answer would be the same. Like, the more you know, the better it is. And why not? Like, it doesn't cost anything, right? It's a free information. So there you go. This includes an ongoing 65 billion investment in advanced chip making operations in Phoenix, Arizona, and a fresh 100 billion announced in March. TSMC, which is the Taiwan Semiconductor Manufacturing, rose nearly 5% in Taiwan on Thursday as investors bet the company will ride out the semiconductor tariffs, right? We've got Samsung as well. Samsung is cooperating as well with NVIDIA. Samsung operates chip making facilities in Texas and has also committed billions of dollars in investment to the US. Now, as well, for those who don't really know what a chip is, it's a CPU. So it's center processing unit. That's what it means. And you have seen it on computers. You have seen it, like, I'm thinking that the CPUs or chips are basically the brain on a body, right? If you break down the computer, and you guys let me know what's your opinion on that, right? I'm thinking that a computer is the body, like ourselves, right? The human body. Then you've got the CPU, which is the center processing unit, and it's the brain. It gives all the signals and everything, right? Then you've got graphic cards, which is GPU, so graphics processing unit, I think it means. I'm going to bring all these on one video. So I'm thinking, okay, graphic cards. Okay, what does it do? Graphics. Okay, could it be like the eyes? And then you've got like the power of the PC, right? Of the computer, which is, could we say, it could be like the heart that it generates every single what a heart does in small sentences. So let me know what you guys think about it. And there you go. Just a small information for those who didn't know what GPU stands for or CPU, because I don't know everyone's knowledge, guys, so I have to assume that, especially for newcomers, I have to assume that I have to break it down a little bit in small sentences, just as an information, you know. So Samsung operates, yes, we've read that. And Apple on Wednesday said that Samsung would produce image sensors of the iPhone maker out of the Korean tech giant's facility in Austin, Texas. Samsung says also ended the day higher in South Korean trading, right? So I'm not going to go through further on that. We finished with this and the Bank of England, and there you go. Just small information makes us better, right? So we've got another news. Trump's reciprocal tariffs come into effect, hitting dozens of US trading partners. So what's going on, right? It's midnight. Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America. Trump wrote on social media platform Truth Social. So does this mean that that was his plan? Could be. Could be. All these raising higher the tariffs and all, like, maybe it's kind of a force so companies can start manufacturing the products in USA. So I honestly, I don't know. I can't know, right? Only Trump can know what's his plan. What is his plan? So some of the steepest duties include Syria's 41% and Laos and Myanmar's 40% rate, while Switzerland, after being unsuccessful in last-minute scrabble for a deal, is facing 39% tariffs. That's big numbers, right? We are not talking about 5% and 10%. We're talking about, big numbers. So, US President Donald Trump's so-called reciprocal tariffs took effect on Thursday, imposing higher duties on many of the country's trading partners' exports. Apologies. Imposing higher duties on many of the country's trading partners' exports to the US. And it repeats itself. It's midnight. Billions of dollars in tariffs are now flowing into the United States of America. That's what Trump said, right? So, in an earlier post, Trump has said the tariffs were targeting countries that have taken advantage of the United States for many years. Totally agree, guys. Just because I live in UK and I'm Greek and I'm not American or anything like that, I totally agree with being fair. If, for example, you give a 10% tariff, you expect a 5, 10, 15% tariff, but you can just choose what kind of products you're gonna put tariffs on. But if, for example, let's pretend that I'm in USA, right? I'm Donald Trump, let's say, for example, and another country has 50% tariff on, let's say, just a random example, right? Aluminium. And I give only 10% for the same product to you. What does it make me? Does it make me smart, or does it make me, like, it's kind of like obvious, like who's taking advantage of who, right? But if I do a 10%, oh, I'm a great friend and stuff. But if I put the same tariffs while that country put on me, then it's not fair. Like, no, I believe it's total fair on the tariffs. Like, if you put me 10%, I'll put you 10%, and that's how we move on. But I get it. I get it. The whole trading thing, okay, I get it. So that's why I'm saying, like, if you put me a 10% tariff on aluminum and I put you 5%, then I'm gonna come to you and say, you know what, on uh, plastic, let's say just a random silly example, on plastic I'll put you 10%, you put me 5%. You can see like the change. So I believe in fairness, so I'm not here to take any positions, or I'm with Trump or I'm not, or anything like that. I'm neutral, and that's the best way to see what is happening, right? So Trump last week, ahead of his August 1st tariffs deadline, rejigged the tariff rates and pushed back the deadline to August 7th, which is today. Some of the steepest duties include Syria's 41%. We've read that. Uh, we've we didn't read that. Swiss negotiators this week traveled to Washington D.C. for talks after the country's higher rate came as a surprise to many. But so far, no deal appears to have been agreed. An update is expected from the Swiss government later on Thursday. Now, I haven't found any update on that, so who knows? There you go. These are the three news that I was at work and I wanted to make a video and present it out there. Now, if you remember on previous videos, I explained why I believed in July we are going to have a 4.2 unemployment rate, and that I believe until September we're going to have a 4.3, and we came through 4.2 in August 1st. 1st of August it was released as 4.2 from 4.1. And now, why do I still believe 4.3, and that could possibly mean that we are going to have rate cuts in September? I'm not assuming, I'm just presenting the facts and what I believe. But before we move there, guys, if you guys want to subscribe, hit the button down there below on the YouTube video near my name, and turn on the notifications so you can be updated with all the videos that they are coming on. And if you want to drop a like, hit the like button, and if you don't, hit the dislike button and let me know on a comment what you think, guys, we can improve. Let's move forward on this, right? What's the fact? So we had the unemployment claims today at 1:30 p.m. UK time. So it was expected at 221,000 and it came as 226,000. Now, I want to provide a little bit of clarity what is this and what is going on for new members that they are coming on, or for in general, right? So let's see, what is unemployment claims, right? So the source is Department of Labor. Now the measures is the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. So as we can see, the usual effect is the forecast and what is actually happening. So the forecast is the 221,000 and the actual is the 226,000. So this was released today, and next release is going to be August 14th. And let's see what is unemployment claims, right? Let's see. And why do I believe 4.3 is going to be the unemployment rate by September? So this is the nation's earliest economic data. The market impact fluctuates from week to week. There tends to be more focus on the release when traders need to diagnose recent developments or when the reading is at extremes. That doesn't explain a lot, right? Let's say that it doesn't. Why do the traders care about it? Although it's generally viewed as a lagging indicator, the number of unemployed people, there you go, we're going somewhere right now, is an important signal of overall economic health because consumer spending is highly correlated with labor market conditions. Okay, so we've got unemployment people, right, as a keyword, and we move forward. Unemployment is also a major consideration for those steering the country's monetary policy, also called jobless claims or initial claims. So, my question, guys, and if you want to drop a comment and answer, you can do, and I will reply back. So, if we were expecting 221,000, and what's the measure? Number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance, right? So if more people are basically filing for filed. Apologies, guys, I read it wrong. The number of filed. Okay. So if more people are filling the forms for unemployment insurance, does that mean that we are running like less jobs? We're having less jobs, so unemployment is that. This is what I understand, right? So this is why I believe it's going to be a 4.3 because unemployment rate is coming up. We can see that due to the fact of what I just read, and it makes more sense to have a rate cut by on September, which is the next Fed's meeting. Now, I want to provide a little bit what is going on with technical analysis, and should I make it on another video just so we can keep it short? Yes, right. What I'm going to do is these are the news, and we're going to keep it short. And then on the next video, I'm going to present the technical analysis for NVIDIA, AMD, Apple, BBAI, Palantir, QUBT, QBTS. These are the 7, plus XRP is going to be 8 technical analysis, guys. So it's I don't want to present a really long video, right? So just so we can keep the information. So I'm going to leave you with this, and I'm going to start preparing the technical analysis for all these stocks and the XRP crypto, so we can upload it on our next video. So that's it, guys. Have a good night from me, and I hope I'll see you soon on the next video. So have a good night. Take care of yourselves. Bye bye.